as always, thank you for tuning in to my 2536th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Traders, again, thank you for tuning in. We love you guys. We've been getting so many great comments. I have to say, markets have been flipping around like crazy, and I have to say that the comments that come from you traders, they're not panicked, they're not mean, they're just smart comments from other traders. So congratulations to you guys out there for not losing your heads during these tough times. I can tell by the comments you're sending me that you guys are learning to stay calm. Maybe you've learned to put your stops in. I don't know. Speaking of which, never trade without stops. Know the risks behind this game. It's a very risky game. If you are going to trade, put your stops in first before you ever get into a position, and it'll help you live to fight another day if things go wrong. So, what is going on for trading on Feb 23rd, 2023, Wednesday night for Thursday? This video is coming out. Number one on the board, the OMNI is waving us off from further short selling. As of today, we had a short signal for last night into Thursday, well, into Wednesday. Wednesday's close, OMNI said stop selling. It didn't give me a buy signal, but it told me no more selling. So we will not be looking for a short trade in E-mini, S&P, NASDAQ, or Russell for trading on Thursday. Now that I don't have a buy signal either, so I don't know that we're going to trade any of them, but there are other markets out there that the OMNI looks at. So if we can't get fills in the Russell, NASDAQ, E-mini, S&P, maybe we'll get filled elsewhere. With fills in mind, some of you Omniacs that maybe are new and have joined the service recently, you know, the last 2 weeks, there haven't been that many OMNI trades, right? That we've been getting good trade setups, but the market hasn't been reaching our entry level, either to sell or to buy, right? Come down and buy, go up and sell. But here's what I've got to tell you, Omniacs. Listen, I know it's not easy to sit on your hands and wait for a trade setup, but I'm going to tell you right now, I will never, ever, ever post a trade unless it's a perfect setup, at least what we consider a perfect setup. And there's a reason for that. I'd rather be sitting on my hands than saying this. I would rather be out of a trade wishing I was in than in a trade praying I could somehow get out. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather not be in a trade than be in a trade going, why did I do this? How am I going to get out? I'd rather sit tight. So the OMNI will come up with great trades, but I will not force one out. Even if you guys want me to, it's not going to happen. So sit tight. When we do get fills, we'll ride the trades. All right, so again, on the board, the OMNI's waving us off. It says do not trade E-mini, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell from the downside. So we will not trade it at all because we don't have a buy signal. There is a lot of support, or traffic, as I like to call it, on the ES chart that will be tested if it tries to go down tomorrow. And where all that traffic is probably why OMNI doesn't want us in. I don't know that for sure. That's my best educated guess. All the traffic I'm about to show you on the S&P chart is probably why OMNI's waving us off. But that's the OMNI, not me. Number three, crude oil projections, baby. I'm going to give out some crude oil projections in this video, and they are for the downside. It's projecting lower. That is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. I am just reading charts. So, to recap, we are not going to, well, probably not going to take a position in E-mini, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell. We want to see what happens when we get to the traffic area down below. Crude oil targets are coming your way in just a moment. I'm excited to show you those. I wanted to remind you, OmniCamp, we are accepting applications at our OmniCamp for May. Now, here's the thing, traders. Many of you in the past have sent us applications and said, Oscar, I don't want to come to this camp, but please call me for the next. Well, we've had a little issue and all that information is gone. I have no idea who wants to come to camp. If you would like to come to my Omni camp, where I will teach you Oscar's Market Navigational Indicator, I will teach that to you in its entirety. There is no upsell. You will learn that in a 5-day course here in Las Vegas with me. That happens the first weekend of May. You've got to go to omnibootcamp.com to fill out an application. If you've ever filled one out in the past, I have no idea whether or not you want to come to camp. You'll have to come fill one out again. If you're interested, let me know, because at this point, no one's coming out. We'll see what happens. Anyway, hey, these things happen on the internet, you know, sometimes. It was an outside service. Somebody got into an outside service, not my site at all. And whatever happened there happened, but it affected our information. So, call me, write to me, or go to OMNIBootcamp.com if you'd like to join me out here in Las Vegas. So I'm about to show you some fantastic charts to prove everything that's on this board behind me. You get ready for them. And remember, say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, and every evening if you are a trader. And by now you should know what that is. Say this with me out there, and then we'll go look at some charts. 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll traders, remember that. And now let's go look at some charts. Traders, last night I showed you one chart and one chart only in my video, and it was this, the E-mini S&P chart, and I pointed out that there's a lot of traffic down here called support. I also pointed out that we were doing 4 down days in a row in 2022, mostly. There was 1 3, but mostly 4s, and they were only raising interest rates, or they were raising interest rates at 75 and 50 basis points at a time. I mean, even 100 back here, but 75 and 50. Well, then we hit 2023, and they went down to 50 and 25 basis point raises, and we started only getting 3 and 2, never more. Well, suddenly we got another 4 down days in a row. So here you had 4, 3, 4, 4, but 4 was common in 22. 3 is common in 23. I showed this to you last night. Well, we got a 4th one. Now, you've got 4 down days in a row. You've got this support line right here. You've got this major support line that goes all the way from the lows coming in right here. You've got 3 averages coming in right here. That's a lot of traffic, kids. I'm so glad the Omni's waving us off. I do not want to be short here. No way. So, what's different is this. 4 times is the maximum that we usually get, and we've already had 4 times in 23 where we don't usually get 4 red days in a row. You got them in 22, not in 23. We got it, that's about it, right? You stop after 4 days and go up. You stop after 3 days and go up. After 4 days it goes up. After 4 days it goes up. After 3 days it goes up. After 2 red days it goes up. Well, 4 red days here, kids, that's enough. With all that support, I am not taking a short trade. Let's move to the next chart. Now you've got the NASDAQ. Same sort of thing. You got the 200 bar moving average sitting right at the lows from Wednesday. This bar. I don't want to get short that. I'm sorry. I'm not going near it right now. I'd rather be on the sidelines than get short at the bottom of a bull flag and the 200 bar moving average. You know what? I'm not taking it. So you guys do whatever you want with that, but a good analyst says let's at least take a day off. If we're not going to buy that, we're certainly not going to sell it. Then you've got Apple, a huge component to the stock market. What's Apple? Apple's in a bull flag. We are right at the bottom of the bull flag and at the 200 bar moving average, the same thing as the NASDAQ. I am not going to take a short trade here, kids. Sorry. Let's not do that. Then somebody had written to me and said, Oscar, would you please cover natural gas? And I said, all right, let me look at it. And once I covered it, I went, there is nothing to say. It is ugly. It's going to go lower. I have nothing to say. But if you are an energy trader, I will call some targets for you in crude oil. Crude oil has been projecting lower for some time. You know that I love crude under $77. I think that helps the stock market go higher. Well, we are under 77. In fact, we're in the 74 area, and I've got some shorter term projections. They won't happen right away, like not tomorrow, but these aren't too long either. First target, 69.10 to 68.90. We should come down in crude oil. If we get under that, here's a nice fat level we're waiting for, the 65.30.20. Ultimately, we expect 58, but that's a little bit more down the road. These two shouldn't take too long to get to. Then eventually we should get down to 58 in crude oil. If anything changes, I'll let you know, but these are our targets for the next few weeks until we hit them. Traders, I hope this helps. Keep an eye on that crude chart. Remember, I am not taking a short at the bottom of a bull flag in the NASDAQ at the 200 bar moving average. It's just not going to happen. And keep your eyes on the downside in crude. That's about it for tonight. Good luck trading, and make sure you join me in my free live trading room at livewithoscar.com.